Vasy's underperforming quite a bit, but why is that? The high danger chances allowed is up significantly over last year. So again, I don't think you can blame Vasy. And I know I'm right, said that in the chat, but like those high danger chances are piling up. Vasy can't stop everything.
We the thunder, feel a roar. Tampa's team, we want more. From the rink to the crowds loud sound, Coach Cooper's leading, we run this town.
Welcome to We the Thunder. I'm Shooter.
Wow, that's a nice shooter.
And I'm here with Thomas Schooley.
Look at this guy. Classy fella.
Classy fella there with the extreme close-up. Thomas Technical Difficulty Schooley is what we're going to call him today. We're off to as rocky of a start as the Bolts are on this show.
Last week it was you. This week it's me.
We've got something tells me it's not either of us. I think this platform we're using sometimes likes to screw with us, as does this team that we like to watch. So we've got no guests tonight. We're gonna have some call-ins, hopefully. So if you want to call or text us, the number is on the screen right now, 813-666-7701. And you can even join us live on the episode here if you want to join via video. So I'm going to put that in the chat right now and throughout the show. So feel free if you've got the cojones to join us. By the way, last week we didn't see some of the comments out there. So if you don't think we're seeing your comments, it's not just us ignoring you. I mean, sometimes it is, but last week we know there was a problem. I know for a fact that we 100% of the time, I think, see the YouTube comments. So it was Facebook that was having fits. I think there was a bunch we missed last week and we just didn't see them. So throw your comments in the chat if you don't see us going to them, and we will go to them a little bit more this week without having a guest on the show. Go over to YouTube, just search for We the Thunder podcast. You should find us. All right. The Bolts are 1 week in, 4 games, 1 win, 2 losses, and 1 overtime loss last night. So kind of a slow start, a slower start than we're used to start the season. I think this is one of our worst starts in several years. I guess let's start with, give me your opinion on what you think is going on with the team. You're not hitting like the panic button 4 games in, right?
No, but the defense sucks.
That's it? It's that simple.
And I mean, that it's concerning Vasy hasn't gotten a win yet.
Yeah, the lone win is from JoJo.
It seemed like they took Radish out as being the odd man out, but Lilleberg needs to stop taking these stupid penalties.
Hey, who guessed that Lilleberg was going to lead the team in penalties this last show?
It's for sure going to happen, but I mean, he's doing it at the worst times, and it just shows his maturity. His maturity is not there. He is letting everybody get under his skin and just fighting everybody. And it's killing momentum, and it's putting us at a disadvantage.
Yeah, I agree. He's been a bit of a liability on defense, but I was saying last year defensively he has been a liability for the team. I'm curious what people out there think, because a lot of people last season when we had Perbix and Lilleberg on the same line, it was either you were team Perbix or you were team Lilleberg, and I'm wondering what those team Lilleberg people are saying now, because you can't really blame Perbix this year anymore. But yeah, you're right. Defense has been underwhelming. Vasy has not been good, not quite himself, as Sarah says here. Looks like we are getting some Facebook chats, but remember, we do stream to multiple spots on Facebook, and also we stream to the Coastal Sports Digital Network. So hello to everyone out there on the Coastal Digital Network. So yeah, it's defense, goaltending. Obviously a problem. We're even down in scoring a little bit this year. So Cooch is not quite himself. You know, Cooch has been a over 1 point game player for several years now. And he's
worse on the team right now. I think a -8.
Yeah. Well, even Braden Point. So Braden Point is, I think, tied for most points on the team with Gensel, but he's at a -5, I want to say. So that first line, the superstars, are not exactly carrying the team so far. I think the good news to that is we are seeing some secondary scoring. We're seeing Holmberg score. We're seeing Gord score. So we're seeing the full team contribute offensively. But I mean, we need the top guys to play like top guys and win these games. So let's go back to opening night, which is the only game I've been to so far. I guess we've only had 2 home games.
Me too.
Yeah, we were both there. After that first period, we were up 3-0 in that first period, or they might have scored 1. I forget. But either way, that first period was awesome. You know, we're scoring goals. Curtis Douglas comes out on his first shift in the NHL, drops the gloves, I forget who he even fought, drops the guy he fought, is pumping up the crowd. I'm going to the party deck afterwards. I'm sorry, Budweiser Beer Garden. Hasn't been the party deck for a while. Should be.
No, I think they changed the name again.
Is it? I can't keep up with this.
I think it's called like the 360 or something like that.
The outdoor upper area of the Ice Palace is what I call it, which didn't exist when it was the Ice Palace.
Because now down below on the first level, that used to be where Rumfish or whatever last call is now the Bud Light something.
Well, whatever the hell they're calling it, I went out there and I'm telling people, oh, book your tickets to the Stanley Cup Finals after 20 minutes, maybe a little prematurely, because the team only ended up playing 20 minutes in that game. The rest of that game was dominated by the other team. And you got to give Ottawa some credit. I think Ottawa is going to be a good team and has a really good chance of making the playoffs. And like we talked about last week, Ottawa plays us really well for whatever reason. They match up well with us. But oh my God, it was like, what happened? The rest of that game, they just got dominated by the Senators. Like there were stretches of time where they didn't get shots off, which continued into Saturday's game. But you know, I don't remember a more disappointing opening night. Do you?
No, there's well, the whole start of the season, this was the first time we went 0-2 since 2008. And we talked about how Ottawa was a rough opponent, that they do not play Ottawa good. And the first period, it looked like Kachuk couldn't find anything for us. They couldn't do anything against us. And then that second period, they just opened up the can of whoop ass on us.
Yeah, and it continued throughout the third period. It was no bueno for that first game. So disappointing opening night. Definitely the most disappointing opening night of this decade. I don't really remember last decade's opening nights, but I feel like we've done pretty well this decade so far. So rough start, and then it gets carried into Saturday's game, where I believe it was the first period we were looking horrible. So it wasn't even like, all right, well, let's get our game together versus the Devils and come out firing in the first period. No, they looked awful in the first period, and then at least bounced back in the second period, but it was too little too late. So we're looking really rough Saturday with the team starting 0-2 to start the season. Any comments on Saturday's game versus the Devils?
Just no shots. They're not getting shots on the net.
Yeah. You know what's funny though is I like how you said that, because they are shooting the puck but they're not on net, which
Right.
we talked about a lot in the past. When this team struggles, they're not hitting the net with their shots, you know? So horrible start to the season, at least those first two games. Bounce back in game 3 and finally get the win. Full team effort in that game, and thank goodness. And the crazy part about that third game, which was Monday night, was it wasn't even Vasy in net. Vasy's 0-3 this season. It was JoJo that got the win.
Yeah, and looking good at it.
Yeah. And then last night, versus the Capitals, a pretty good game, but going into third, Capitals are able to come back. Just a 1-goal deficit. It was 2-1 going into the third. Bad penalty by, I want to say it was a Lilleberg penalty, that put the Caps on the power play. I thought that was a crappy call, regardless, that they made there, but that was the game tying goal. And then we get into overtime and the Lightning don't touch the puck. Tell me if you've heard that before.
Yeah, that happened quite a bit. It wasn't last season, it was the season before. Remember, it was like the first 4 games we went into overtime with, we did not touch the puck.
Yeah. So you just hate to see that when they don't even get a chance to get the puck in overtime. And credit the Capitals. I mean, we have a way of making Tom Wilson look like a heck of a hockey player. when
You know what, though? I was saying yesterday, it amazes me, his skating ability. Oh. Can you hear me?
you pick a good time to clean your lens off.
Hold
Thomas is like,
on. Hold on. I hate this.
are you texting someone?
No, it all of a sudden like turns you down real low.
All right, we need to start a GoFundMe for Thomas Schooley to get some headphones for his phone. So if you want to help with that GoFundMe, make sure you buy your next pair of tickets or your next pair of whatever through SeatGeek.com. Use our code We the Thunder. Actually, no, it's not We the Thunder. It's WTT Pod.
It turns you all the way down some way. Anyways, I was saying that last night I was really impressed with Tom Wilson's skating. Like, as long as he's been in the league, how old he is, he's still a damn good player.
Is he though? I feel like he's really good against us for some reason. We make him look good.
His numbers say he's good. He's still good, though. Not just against us. But when you have hot-headed players and you know how to get under their skin, then...
Well, yeah, he got the last laugh with a goal and an assist, and that assist was on that game-winning overtime goal, and that was it for the Bolts.
He's already got, for 4 games this season, 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points. He's a +3.
Yeah, so better start for him than most of our star players.
Yeah.
Which is scary. So, by the way, phone lines are open. Video's open. If you want to join us, you just have to have a phone or be on a computer. Thomas is on his phone tonight. Thomas, technical difficulties. Links in the chat. Phones in the chat. Actually, phone's right below us too. You can text us too, but you can use the chat too if you want to do that. But the phone lines are open. Curious what you guys are thinking for the beginning of the season so far. And let's actually go and spend some time in the chat. You know I'm right is in the house. Against Philly 2022, let them come back and beat us. You're forgetting that opening night. I go to way too many games to remember opening nights, but I believe it. Hey, and
the other thing is that they traded the goalie today.
Yeah. So
The Kings.
they traded the goalie that we just claimed.
And put on the opening night roster.
Yeah, and we never really figured out why he made the opening night roster. There's been nothing that had really come out about Vasy and any of the problems with, or any injury problems with Vasy. But it's Phoenix Copley, his short stint with the Bolts, which was probably like a week, less than a week, maybe.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe a little more than a week. But we claimed him off waivers from the Kings. And then this afternoon, we traded him back to the Kings for future considerations. So, hey, Thomas, we got the last laugh on this one, right? We're getting something back. We're getting a future consideration back.
Future consideration, which means we're getting another bag of pucks.
I was thinking the same thing. It's a bag of pucks, isn't it? So I don't know what, I mean, I guess the only way to read into that is Vasy's healthy, even though he's 0-3.
Is he?
I don't know.
Who have you been most impressed with so far?
Bjorkstrand. He's been one of our best players so far. I also like the power play. I don't know if you've noticed this, but we have something that I've been screaming about since we started this show. Some sort of movement on our power play besides just the puck and our players kind of standing still. They've been kind of rotating Point and Bjorkstrand in that slot spot. So usually Point is starting out wide where Stamkos used to be. But you're seeing him move and you're seeing Bjorkstrand kind of rotate, and those guys are kind of in and out. And sometimes they don't. Sometimes they stand still. So I feel like that is an improvement. We're not quite at the Oilers level where there's just movement all over the place and you're just making the defense confused. And you can't really say anything bad about the power play. I think they're still above average. I'll pull it up and see where we stand in the whole season. It's tough.
I've been impressed with Pontus Holmberg.
Just because you love the name?
Yeah. I have been impressed with him. I've been impressed with Douglas. Douglas is fast for being that size. And then, Geeky's definitely making a case for him. And I saw it came across the game last night. Crozier was told to get a house in Tampa, that he's not going back to the AHL.
Didn't he leave last night's game injured, though?
Yes. They told him before the game that he was officially not going back to Syracuse, and then he gets injured.
Hope you didn't sign any paperwork.
By the way, Cooch tallied his first assist and third point of the year on Port's goal last night and moved in within 3 points of 1,000 for his career.
That's right. I forgot to mention that last week, as we were definitely on Cooch 1,000 point alert here. Could get it Friday night against Detroit. So good luck to him. Cooch definitely needs to have a breakout game here. He played pretty good in the first game, but way too many turnovers. And by the way, like Hedman, man, so he had a horrible game last night. Like,
speaking of Hedman, he moved in with 3 points of becoming the third Swedish defenseman in NHL history to reach the 800-point milestone, joining Nicholas Lindstrom, Erik Karlsson.
it's good company.
Yeah, that's a good company to have.
But he's got to stop turning over the puck, and he's got to be able to get back on defense. I mean, you can kind of blame 2 goals on him last night. Not ready to trade him yet, but I don't know. I feel like if I was going to call out 2 players on the team, it would be Cooch offensively to get his ass back into typical Nikita Kucherov mode, and it would be Hedman, who's got to lead the way defensively. And last night he didn't really do that.
No.
Back to the chat. Oh, our rival podcast is in the chat here. Puck, what you heard is in the house. I don't know if you guys know this, but we have a huge rivalry with Puck Bird, also another Lightning podcast. But I mean, this guy's really a Florida Panthers fan. I don't know why he's got a Lightning podcast. Stephanie's out there. What's up, Stephanie? Do you think Vasy has ever started his career 0-2-1? I doubt it.
I don't think so.
You know I'm right. It says Vasy has played fine. I don't disagree.
I thought last night he really did good. I thought last night he was getting some good looks and stopping some good shots. I think the first game he was kind of left out to dry, but I think he didn't make some saves that he normally would.
Yeah, and well, he's bailed us out in some of the games. I mean, that first game there were plenty of opportunities where the Senators had odd man rushes or just point blank shots right in front of Vasy. Like that game could have had a lot different of a score, right? We lost 4-3. No, never mind. They scored a couple goals at the end, but anyway, they looked just bad defensively, and that's carried over to every game so far this season. So I'd like to see Vasy make some more clutch saves, but it's like, how much can you ask of the guy, right? Like a lot of these goals that he's giving up are because of defensive breakdowns. And much like the Perbix Lilleberg conversation, you know, what's the next coach we're going to blame, because Jeff Blashill cannot be blamed anymore. But, you know, maybe they've got some differences in their defensive system right now. And maybe it's just that they're trying to work out these kinks, and it's going to take them a couple weeks to get this new system down. But I don't think they have a complete overhaul of the system that they were in.
No.
Serena in the house, they're trying too hard to have those perfect goals and shots. 100% agree with that. Need them. I like how she's like, I personally need them to just shoot at the net and get the freaking rebounds. That's what I tell my team when we play. Like, listen, just shoot the puck and get a rebound goal. Yeah, you're right. There's been opportunities out there where we're making way too many passes. You saw that the first game when we decided to stop scoring goals. They started to pass too much. So we know that's been a problem with this team forever. They try to get those perfect goals. And, you know, what was funny is a lot of their goals in that first game were just like not the prettiest goals. They were just like Braden Point shot, right? Just shoot the puck. Sometimes it goes in. So you're right on that one, Serena.
I was looking last night, face-offs, the Lightning 46% to Capitals 54%. PK 1 for 2, 2 for 3. Power play 1 for 2, 19 shots against 28 shots.
Do we agree with Tucker here? Start JoJo. Is the Vasy experiment over?
Tucker loves JoJo. Well, he's going to get another game here. I mean, we got back-to-backs again.
Yeah, and I don't mind that. I do. I would let JoJo start a little bit more. I think he's earned the right to start a couple more games than he has in previous years. So I'm for it. Let the guy play. What else?
Which game do you think he gets?
Well, who do we have? I gotta pull up his schedule.
Detroit and
we got Friday, Saturday, right?
Right.
So Detroit on Friday night. I'm curious if anyone out there is going to go to the watch party at the stadium. I will not be able to make it.
I believe I am.
So Detroit Friday night, Columbus. Both of these are away games on Saturday night, both 7:00 start times. I think I think Vasy gets Detroit. What do you think?
I was gonna say I would play Vasy right now with the weaker one, but Columbus is up and coming. I think they're really getting better. So yeah, I'd put them against Detroit and put them against the fresh team. They really need to get him his first win. I think it's going to be getting into his head, and we know how much he gets in his head.
I feel like whenever I guess this, I'm wrong. So if I say Vasy's playing against Detroit, he's definitely playing against Columbus. Let's see what else we got here. Kimberly, if that is the Kim, says we got
No,
this.
that's not. That's Tucker's, I believe.
Tucker's Kim.
I believe so.
And Steven is right here. Work out the issues now and not later. Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna stink, let's get it over with now. You just don't want to fall into too deep of a hole right now, especially in this division. Especially if, remember last year, we were horrible in our own division. So, yeah, let's work out these kinks now.
There you go. Listen to these upcoming milestones. Nick Paul, 1 point away from 200 career points. Hagel,
That's not going to
2
happen.
points away from 300 career points. Nick Paul, 3 goals from 100 career goals. Cooch, 4 points from 1,000 career points. Hetty, we just talked about him. Gergensen, 6 points away from 200 career points. Sorelli, 6 points from 300 points. And Gergensen's 9 goals for 100 career goals.
So many milestones.
That if they keep playing, they're still going to be the same at the end of the season if they keep playing like this.
Serena says it's her birthday. Is that true?
Friday.
Oh, Friday birthday game. All right. Well, hopefully they win for your birthday because they did not for Thomas's birthday. And happy belated birthday for Thomas.
They did it for Cookie's birthday, they did it for my birthday, and they did it for Michelle Blevin's birthday.
They didn't even make it to Game 7 last year in the first round of the playoffs, which would have been my birthday. So they didn't even make it that far. And yeah, Thomas is on the Little Debbies again. So
they messaged me and told me they were out, so I had to go find them.
that's not part of your diet plan, bud.
It isn't, but they said to eat healthier, and trees are healthier.
Yeah, you be smoking trees, boy. Those things are healthy. All right, so 1-2-1 through the first 4 games. Goals per game is down slightly. Our goals given up per game is 4. We're giving up 4 goals a game. You know what it was last year? 2.6. So defensively, this team's definitely taken a slide the first couple games of the season. Goal differential obviously is going to be awful. Remember, our goal differential was amazing last season. We were almost 1 full point or full goal per game over our opponents. And then going to special teams. Special teams is fine right now. 30% on the power play is really good. The penalty kills 87.5. You can't really complain about that, although it was a back-breaking tying goal last game that led to overtime. And then, yeah, Vasy's underperforming quite a bit, but why is that? The high danger chances allowed is up significantly over last year. So again, I don't think you can blame Vasy, and I know I'm right, said that in the chat, but like those high danger chances are piling up. Vasy can't stop everything. So defense. You started the show with it. That has been a huge problem. Nikita Kucherov, 3 points, way down from his average of well over 1 point a game. And then Gensel has been pretty good this season. And I don't know if you noticed, but the Cooper blender has already been in effect, and it hasn't exactly stopped at the first line. We saw Gensel move to that second line. So he's been switching it up. Would you try to keep those 3 together, or at this point, would you keep mixing things up?
You're going to have to stick with something. They're going to have to get some kind of. I know Coop is that one that just throws everything in a bucket and pulls out names, but they're going to have to start getting used to each other.
Yep, I agree. I think they got to figure out who those top 2 lines are at the very least. All right, well, phone lines open, video's open if you want to join us live on the show. I think they're scared, Thomas Schooley.
Well, I would too.
No calls so far. I mean, it's so early in the season. We're 4 games in.
And they're saying Crozier is out of Friday's game.
So that's not good. So there you go. You're going to get Radish some time, some ice time, which he hasn't been anything special in his 2 games that he played.
Are you surprised that they haven't went with the 7? You know, Coop likes doing that, and I was shocked that he hadn't went to that yet.
Yeah, I would have thought they would have done it for at least one of these games, but I don't know how they really decide when they're going to do that or not. But I guess I am surprised they didn't do it Monday or Tuesday, because
I thought they would have against the Caps, especially having the fresh guys in on a back-to-back. I thought the extra D man would have been good, and now we see with Crozier down, that extra D guy would have been good.
Well, and I said Radish didn't do anything special, and really I should have clarified that and said defensively, because offensively he's our best D-man, and he's played half the games of the other guys. So I would think, since the offense hasn't been lighting it on fire and the defense is letting up 4 goals a game, maybe you'd go 7 and you get an offensive defenseman in there and, try to just outscore the other team like we used to in the good old days. But he'll get his chance, I'm sure, on Friday and probably Saturday. I'm assuming if Crozier's not going to play on Friday, he's probably not going to play on Saturday.
Yeah, and I would have. I mean, I like Douglas. I think he's fast for a big guy, and he's definitely some intimidation out there. But I would have sat him and went with the 17.
And here's Kim Ricci coming in hot with her Lilleberg takes. She's not giving up on Lilleberg. If Lilleberg is in and Radish is a healthy scratch, that tells her that Lilleberg is better.
Well, no, that just tells her that's what the coaches are feeling. That doesn't mean on paper he's better.
On paper, I don't think he is better right now. But you got to let him play. How many? All right, I got to look up. How many games has Lilleberg played? Because you know what they say. You've got to play a certain number of games before you are completely comfortable being an NHL defenseman. So I'm going to tell you in just a second. Now would be where you entertain the audience.
Dun, 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 dun.
Shove one of those freaking cakes in your mouth. Lilleberg, 6'3", 215, 4 games played, 0 goals, 0 assists, -2. Not exactly impressive numbers. 117 games played in the NHL.
300 games is what they say.
300 games. So he's not even halfway there. He just hit 117. He's got 1 goal, 23 assists, I don't know if you can do the math there, but that's 24.
He's got 117. Radish has 178. So Radish has 61 more games than him. How many? How many? What's his stats?
Well, let me finish Lilleberg. Lilleberg is a minus 18 in his career. And again, we can't keep blaming Perbix for the minus for Lilleberg. So we'll see. I'm not done with him yet. I know Kim's a big fan.
As a career, Radish is plus minus 0.
And he has 76 points. He's an offensive defenseman, clearly. Got a hard shot, fast shot. Why do you think he doesn't play more? I feel like
he was sitting there watching the plays the other night when they were scoring.
He's just too offensive.
Yeah, I'll remember last year he had the hardest shot on the team.
Yeah, he's got a great shot. I mean, most of the time it goes nowhere near the net.
Right, when it's on net, it's a good shot. And it's hard enough that if it hits the goalie, it's going to be a nice little rebound if we have someone in the front to clean up those rebounds. The problem is that he doesn't get back fast enough and his puck awareness is not that great on the defensive side.
Yeah, he has a -3 this season, but he does have 3 points in 2 games. And then the most puzzling part, I guess, to me is he's a right-handed shot.
Mm-hmm.
Very coveted position, those right-handed defensemen. So he's gonna get his time. Do you think that they switch up the lines? I know it's been Mosier with Hedman really since Mosier's been in town, but Radish
not game 1 and 2 because Mosier was suspended.
Yeah, but they plugged in Radish, who's played with Hedman prior to this. Do you think that they, because of that familiarity, put Radish with Hedman and Mosier with Lilleberg? But then you're putting you got to up Lilleberg's numbers. You want Mosier out there. Mosier's a solid defenseman,
right?
And you're not going to mix up that middle line, right?
You know, you're going to have to put Radish with Lilleberg.
Radish and Lilleberg.
And then if I was Detroit and Columbus, I would have my number 1 team against them anytime they're out on the ice.
Yeah. Well, hey, gives us something to watch this weekend. The new third line. Where's Matt Carl when you need him?
Where's Jason Garrison? Jason Garrison, the first NHL player to score on a 3-on-3 overtime.
Yep.
He doesn't have any offensive skills, and you've got to, if you're Coop, you've got to sit him down and tell him those stupid penalties are costing us. Like, you can't you see the frustration just like Cooch gets, and you see it in Lilleberg's face. The difference with Cooch is he just goes and breaks his stick over against the sideboards and stuff like that. Lilleberg takes it out on an opposing player.
Cooch has made plenty of dumb penalties after
he
getting frustrated, but he seems to be maturing though over his years because it happened a lot more earlier in his career.
You have to go to Lilleberg, and I have a feeling he saw that in the Washington game. He saw that affected that team when he takes, because that was a dumb penalty he took that they ended up scoring on, and I hope he remembers that every single time now.
The thing is, don't you feel like Lilleberg has made this team based on being such a physical defenseman and his big hits?
But he needs to know when to do it. He can't just get pissed off and then go and just start hitting people and getting penalties. Or if you're going to take that penalty, you better draw it back where you're both off the ice.
It's like a dang caveman.
Lilleberg. I don't want a tree out there like Hedman is, but you have to know. I mean, you can't take the dumb fighting penalties. If you're gonna get that fighting penalty, you need to take the guy with you.
Yeah. I'm kind of with Serena here. I don't know if I could play Radish and Lilleberg on that same line. I don't know if I could do it, man. I feel like we're going to see Radish and Hedman on Friday.
And then Lilleberg and Mosier.
I don't want to do that to Mosier either. But I saw, I think some folks posted that Mosier has been leading the team for time on ice.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what happens when he plays with Lilleberg? You're just going to cut his ice time in half? I don't know. This is why once they turn this around and next week we're talking about how the Lightning won all these games, John Cooper should win Coach of the Year. Making the tough calls.
Maybe that's Coop's plan. Is that he's like, how do I get the Jacket Adams? I know. I have a shitty start and come back to win the Stanley Cup.
Let's look really bad, and then I'll look like the hero when I turn this team around. It could be.
I know people's like, when's Paul coming back? Nick Paul is not the answer right now.
Yeah, it'd still be nice to see him playing.
It will. I mean, and he's gonna get add some grit and stuff to that team, but it's defense that's killing us. Let's see. We got the Red Wings, the Blue Jackets, the Blackhawks are after our next show.
Yeah, there will only be 2 games between now and next Wednesday when we go live again. So. And that's the other thing. I mean, this has been a tough schedule, right? Since last Wednesday when we did our first show, they've only had 2 days off.
Yep.
So, but also to start the season that bad, giving up 5 goals in those first 2 games at home, losing both those games, just not what we were expecting. But it's way too early to panic. 4 games in is nothing. You can't even really make a statement about anything right now about the goaltending. Vasy's only played 3 games. Even the special teams, it's really too early to say how good or bad the special teams are.
We can say we're not the Sabres. They're 0-3. Ottawa is the only game Ottawa won is the one that they beat us opening night. They haven't won another game since.
That's wild. I would have thought they've won a couple more.
No, they're 1-2. They're Lightning 1-2, so they're with us. Maple Leafs are 2-2. Red Wings 2-1. Canadians 3-1. Bruins 3-1. Panthers 3-1.
Well, and think about this. I mean, we're what a minute away from being 3-1.
Yeah.
We lost in the last couple minutes to Ottawa when they took the lead, and then we lost in overtime last night. So the team we could be sitting here easily being 3-1. Just things didn't bounce our way, or we didn't win the faceoffs that we needed to in certain scenarios. Which, by the way, I don't think we're that bad at faceoffs, but we certainly don't win the most important ones. Am I right?
My
God.
Overtime.
Yeah, well, overtime, if it's in our offensive zone.
And by the way, Buffalo looks to be gonna get their first win tonight against Ottawa. They're winning 5-2 right now.
Great. So we let the worst team in the league come back and score 5 straight versus us.
Detroit is beating the Panthers right now, 2-1.
That's how they played today. Good, because it really pisses me off that the Panthers have been so good to start the season without some of their best players. And I think that's one thing that kind of bothers me about this team, whether you're going back to opening night and them not showing up for 40 minutes, or you go back to Saturday night and them knowing how they lost that game on opening night and to start so slow, or you go to that overtime where we somehow can't even get our stick on the puck to possess the puck. Like, does this team still have that like killer edge to them?
Not right now, no. And by the way, Brady's out for the Senators for more than 4 weeks, for at least 4 weeks.
Oh,
It says surgery not ruled out for a hand issue. So
that would not be good for him if he has to have surgery. But yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about it after they started 0-2, as far as like, man, they just don't have that killer instinct. And when I say killer instinct, I'm not like thinking about like fighting, right? Obviously this team's got some fight in them to be physical, but just like to score those goals, like to do anything to get the puck in the back of the net. We talked about earlier, they get too fancy. They've always been like that. When they need a goal, you're not seeing them score those goals to come back in the game or to score, get the puck in overtime.
but you don't also see that, like, I don't know if you want to call it like the spark or whatever, but like the team celebration. You saw it in Boston. Like, you would think the Boston win was a playoff game. Like, they were so excited, and I know it was probably because it was their first win. They didn't go down 0-3. But even last night in Washington, they didn't seem like they were like super pumped up and getting shots and getting the goals. It was just like nonchalant.
Yeah. Well, we do know that this team seems to thrive on some sort of drama, adversity. And we haven't really seen much of that in the first couple games. Like, I felt like the most exciting moment of Lightning hockey so far was the Curtis Douglas fight, right?
Yeah.
Like, and technically after intermission of that game, the team just went to sleep mode. And then I was also thinking, again, back when we started 0-2, are we just old and starting to show it? Most of our players, especially the key players on this team, are over 30.
Yeah.
We won't. Let's revisit that one in like a month and see if we're thinking the same thing. It's definitely too early to really think something like that. But after you go 0-2, those bad thoughts creep up in your mind. All right, back to the chat here. Looks like Ellen Murphy is in the chat. She wants some clarification, Serena. Come on. I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
I think she's talking about the Radish and Lilleberg put together.
Oh, here you go. I'm right. If this team doesn't have the killer instinct, then has Coop's coaching gone stale?
No, I think the players have.
Yeah, but isn't the coach's job to motivate the players?
Well, yeah. And like he says stale, I guess when you've heard that like so many times, the rah, rah, rah chant.
How many different ways can Cooper motivate guys like Hedman, who's played how many games with him? And you can say that for a lot of the guys on this team, especially the leaders of this team. I mean, you can't tell me Nikita Kucherov hasn't rolled his eyes at something John Cooper said in a practice, not facing John Cooper, maybe as he goes down the tunnel. But I don't know. I feel like that's happened. And I don't know. Maybe.
Well, Coop even played with him in the minors.
True. Yeah. It hasn't just been the NHL. I mean, maybe Cooch and Coop have been together longer than anyone else on the team, right?
Yeah, they've been together for longer than Coop has been Cooch's coach for, I think he said he's the only coach he ever knew.
Yeah. Last night was the best game. Did you think last night was the best game so far this season?
Um, full game, yes. Game, no. I mean, obviously the Boston one was the best game, but it was only periods that was good for Boston. I thought last night the whole game was good for the Lightning.
I thought defensively, they finally looked like they could get their shit together against the Caps. Because even that Boston game, I mean, they let Boston get back into it. I mean, the best teams, the teams that end up winning the Stanley Cup, when they get the lead, they don't give it up. And so far this season, we've had the lead in the last game. We gave it up and we lost the game. Opening night, we had the lead in the third period. We gave it up and lost the game. Actually, I'm sorry. We gave up the lead. They tied it in the second period. They scored 3 goals in the second period to tie it up. And then we lost it in the third period. And then even that Boston game, like we're starting hot. We're scoring goals early. Anthony Cirelli decides he wants to score some goals this season. And we can't keep them off the scoreboard.
But you know, we've had Eric Harrison on here several times, the Lightning Insider, and he says how, you know, players get in their own heads and the streakiness and everything like that. And I think you see that frustration with Hagel right now. And I think just one little spark, and they, like Eric has said before, they start coming in drones. We saw that with Sorelli. You know, he got that too that game. So I think, you know, you get those people scoring, you get the Hagel scoring, you get Yanni scoring, you get Gonzalez scoring, and then they're gonna really start breaking out. I just think everybody's in this funk all at the same time, and you need someone to start breaking out of that funk and really take the reins of that team and be like, okay, let's shoot, let's score, let's go.
Do you think Hagel's hurt?
No,
Did
no, they wouldn't have moved him up to the top line if he was hurt. I just think he's just in this funk, and I think normally, and it's, you know, in years past, it was how Stamkos goes, the rest of the team goes. How Kucherov goes, the rest of the team goes. When Kucherov's on that scoring streak or the assist streak, the team's doing great. When Stammer was, you know, on that point streak, the team was doing great. I just think you need that one or two players to really start breaking out and scoring, and that team will follow, and the team's going to be, because right now, who are these teams having to cover? They're not having to cover any guys because nobody's really a scoring threat right now. You need to get those guys that are scoring threats that are going to have to take to be covered, and then get in there. I mean, I still like Bjorky to be, you know, the big one this season. I think he's gonna have a breakout year, but I think they need to start scoring and get the monkey off the back for the team.
Yeah. Hagel's playing 18 plus minutes a game. He's a -1, just 1 assist, no goals. And I think he's played better as the season's gone on. But on opening night, I don't know if you noticed this, he was awful. He was awful that game. Like, I would have benched him that game. Like, he
But
looked
then
like,
after game 2, they moved him to the top line.
right. I mean, I think just a confidence thing to try to get him a goal.
Yeah, then that's what I'm saying. I think it's definitely in all the players' heads right now. I mean, goals have been very little for this team, and you need to get these guys in some kind of goal streak to break out of this funk. And that's what I was saying last night. They just didn't seem like they were like celebrating the wins of the game last night. And I think you need to get these people into the game and get them scoring and get them out of this funk.
Yeah. What about Geeky? Geeky, unless I'm wrong on this, has been buried on that fourth line
Yes.
the
And
entire.
I think doing great. Last night I saw him like 3 or 4 times come across that blue line and just shoot at the net. Wasn't looking for the pass. He's the one player we talked about how they're looking. Serena brought it up how they're looking for that pass, the nice pass, and stuff like that. He doesn't do that. He just shoots for the net, and that's you need to shoot for the net, and hopefully someone needs to be up front to clean up those rebounds.
Why not put him on a line that somebody can give him a good pass to score a goal? Because I
Yeah.
don't think Geeky is a fourth line player.
Mhm.
I think Geeky's a goal scorer, but he's not being put in a position to score goals. And he's got no goals, no assists this season in 4 games. And I'd say that's because he's stuck down on that fourth line. Let me see how many minutes. He's only playing 8 minutes a game.
I think when Paul comes back, that I think all 4 lines then become a threat.
I know you like Curtis Douglas, but I want to see Jack Finley play a little bit more.
Yeah.
So I hope he gets in, and I think he will. I think he'll get in one of the games this weekend. But I want to see him get. I feel like Jack Finley's got a much bigger potential for a future in the NHL over Curtis Douglas.
Oh, yes, for sure.
So let's get him
I
in
wouldn't
there.
be surprised if we see him in both these games, only because I, I mean, I think Douglas was brought up for those goon squad mentality teams, and now you have Detroit and you have Columbus who really don't have that goon squad. So I can see Finley playing both these games.
Yep. All right. Well, there's nothing really else to say right now.
No,
4 games in. We could be 3-1. We're 1-2-1. What happens this weekend? They split. They win both. 2 games on the road.
I'm gonna say they win both.
Me too. God, we're such homers.
Yeah.
We're definitely winning both these games. I don't know. We've been doing this and watching this team long enough that we know that they can win 5 straight, right?
My problem with this team is that these players are, and I mean, I'm sure it's NHL wide, but these players really get in their head. And if you do not get Vasy that win soon, Vasy is one of the worst players. I mean, any of the Russian players, when they get something in their head, it's hard for them to get past that. And you need to get that win for Vasy for his confidence. We've heard it time and time again from people on the team. We've heard it from Eric. We've heard it from a lot of people where Vasy is very particular, very superstitious, very the way he wants it, and he's very in his head. And we hear that every single year in the playoffs and everything else. So he needs to get a win. If he doesn't get a win, he's going to start really. And then it goes back to the preseason. Where was he the preseason? Where was he training camp? Why did he only get those 2 periods in? And you're going to start hearing those rumblings. I haven't seen any of the reporters or anybody mentioning how he was gone all training camp. But this is basically his training camp and his preseason games. But they got to know these count now. So if you're not going to ask him where the hell he was, if you're not going to find out where the hell he was, if you're not going to say, hey, you're part of the reason is you weren't here for all of training camp, then you're going to have to get him these wins and get it out of his head because he's just going to continue to make stupid mistakes.
Well, they got to play better in front of
Yeah.
them. I think you can say the same thing about Kucherov. It's not like Kucherov has been hot garbage so far, but he's used to scoring 2 points a game. So he's not happy with how the season's gone so far. So we need a good 3-point game from Cooch at some point this weekend.
And let's see. Let me find out who the Red Wings are.
And by the way, our one outright win against Boston, like, my goodness, when the other team pulls their goalie, can we fucking shoot the puck? My God, we tried to give away that game. It's almost like we tried to lose that game. Go back and watch the last 2 minutes of that game. And Cooch, of course, Mr. Assist, was guilty of it too. But oh my God, I was so upset at the end of that game, even though it was our first and only win so far, the way that they played with the empty net, because they had several chances to ice that game. And they were just asking for a disaster. They got lucky that they won some face-offs at the very end of that game, because Boston was cruising for that game-tying goal. And, you know, I felt like at Boston, if they did tie that game, I felt like they would have won the game in overtime. Although maybe we would have won the face-off and had the puck for a little bit. Be nice.
Who was
And yeah, it looks like the traveling food dude is in the house. You know, I'm right. Said this too. I don't think we put it up there, but Gord's looked good this season. I'm liking some Yanni. 2 goals, knows his role, pissing people off.
familiarity with Bjorkstrand? I like them two together.
Yeah, but I still, if I was gonna shake up that first line, I would put Bjorkstrand up there.
Yeah.
Or
I think he's fast enough to be up there.
Or I'd put Geeky up there.
Ooh, I wouldn't put Geeky up there.
I would. You don't think he'd score some goals?
No, for sure he'd score goals. I just think he doesn't have the same mentality as those players. Although they could learn some of the shoot first mentality that he has, which I think Jake also has.
Yeah. All right. You good with this week's therapy session?
We'll know Friday night. You're not coming to the watch party?
No, I can't make it. Unfortunately.
Are you even a fan?
Yes. Just I can't do it. Can't make it. Prior engagements.
Are you going to a Panthers game?
You're gonna feel really bad when I tell you where I'm going. Just so you're gonna feel really bad. I can't make the game. I can't make it, or else I would be there.
All right.
Plus, Carly's not allowed back in the stadium after opening night. No, I'm just kidding.
Either is my sister. I don't know if she's working. So Tuesday, no, when was game 2? Saturday. I gave my 2 sisters my tickets because she don't want to be called my older sister, but she's my oldest sister of the 3 I had. Her birthday was opening night, but I had already, before she said she was moving here, I'd already given somebody my ticket. So I told her she could go to game 2, so I couldn't go. So I gave my youngest sister the other ticket. So my 2 sisters went and sat in my seats.
You have? Jesus.
3. And so I let them both go to the game, and that was not a good game. So they're not allowed back in the stadium either.
All right. Well, keep banning fans one game at a time. All right. Well, I will also not be on the show next week. So we will have, if you didn't know, we're on the Coastal Sports Digital Network. And our guy, Angel, who runs the network, is going to sub in and be the host for me with Mr. Schooley. So if I can, I no promises, but if I can, I will call in or pop in on my phone. Is that fair? Is that a good compromise?
Yeah. Except the fact that you're going to be doing this like 10 times this season.
Well, I'll be back the following week and we will have a guest. No spoilers on who that guest is going to be, but we'll have another guest on towards the end of the month here. So, all right. Well, good news is it's early in the season. I think the other good news that dropped earlier was we did trade our third goalie. So whatever injury problems we thought we had with Vasy, hopefully that means that there's not there anymore. So there is some good news this week, but yeah, we're both expecting 2 Lightning wins this weekend. Got anything else for the fine people out there?
No, let's give bolts. Thank you for everybody that wished me a happy birthday yesterday. Thanks for the ones that came out to Top Shelf last night. We had a small little watch party there. Lightning did do a watch party over your neck of the woods, but I actually have not seen any posts on it, although I've not really been on social media today.
I had inside reports it was dead.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, they did a horrible job advertising it.
Well, yeah, I didn't know about
I didn't
it.
know where it was. I had to reach out to Sticks of Fire to find out where it was. Sticks of Fire should not be the ones I have to reach out to find out where the heck the Lightning party is. So I think it was pretty dead, but it's early in the season. And we know that the Lightning don't have the best watch parties in town, but we don't want
And it was my birthday.
Too much. But yeah, go support the team. Go check out the Benchmark International Arena this weekend. Go watch the game on Friday. Try to find.
Maroon was on Drew Grava show and Drew Grava was calling it the bench. I know he was on the Senning show or just Senning show, and Senning was calling it the bench, and Maroon was like, I can't call it that. They are required to call it Benchmark International Arena.
Yeah, I bet they are.
The whole name.
You know how much they're paying? I don't think it's been out there, but they're paying a lot of money for them to say the whole name.
Yeah. But here's the thing: is by the time those ushers get out, welcome to Benchmark International Arena. You're already in your seat. Just let these people call it the bench. There's already Benchmark International Arena around the arena 900 times. Everything is branded now Benchmark.
All right. Well, I'll write a letter.
I thought about tweeting them.
Don't forget, there's also a free concert. You do have to go get tickets if you want to go on Saturday night. I'm sure Thomas will be there. I won't.
Maren Morris.
And then they've got the event Sunday if you already have tickets. So should be a fun week at Benchmark International Arena. And we'll see you next week. Thomas is going to run the ship here. Oh, it's always entertaining when I'm not here. So make sure you tune in.
It's always our highest numbers.
That's not true. Blatant lie. But like I said, I'll try to call in and see what you guys are up to. But yeah, join the crew next week. And until then, 2 games, 2 wins, hopefully coming up. Go Bolts. This has been We the Thunder. Don't forget to be the Thunder.
Shooter and Schooley bringing the fire. Tampa Bay squad taking it higher. Strikes on the ice, lightning so bold. Hedman, Cooch Point, the story unfolds. We the Thunder.